to have you with us on this edition of the Urban Debate. We've got a series of political conversations as well as a special edition on the new COVID strain lined up for you here tonight. First up, let's put the spotlight on the massive political battle that the state of West Bengal will witness in the upcoming assembly polls in 2021. Now, exactly a week after Union Home Minister Amit Shah's triumphant parade at West Bengal's Bolpur, which is also the town where Rabindranath Tagore's Bhartiya University was established and currently exists, exactly a week after Amit Shah's rally today, the West Bengal Chief Minister also had a massive campaign march and then a rally address at the same location. Now, during this rally, Mamata Banerjee attacked the BJP for its divisive politics, put the spotlight on the outsider versus insider debate, and of course, the fight over Tagore's legacy continues. Listen in.
BJP Delhi নেতারা এসে যারা বহিরাগত জানে না বাংলার কালচার কি, রবীন্দ্রনাথ কি, নজরুল কি, নেতাজি কি, এমনকি গান্ধীজিকেও সম্মান দেয় না, তারা কি করে গেলেন? তারা পড়ে গেলেন এসে শান্তিনিকেতনে কবিগুরু জন্মগ্রহণ করেছিলেন। মানে কবিগুরু জন্মগ্রহণ করেছিলেন জোড়াসাঁকো ঠাকুরবাড়িতে। জোড়াসাঁকো ঠাকুরবাড়িতে জন্মগ্রহণ করেছিলেন। তার 60 বছর বাদে তিনি শান্তিনিকেতন তৈরি করেছিলেন রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুরের বাংলায়। হেড পলিটিক্স যারা আমদানি করেছে, কিন্ড পলিটিক্স, ফেক ভিডিও আর ফেক পলিটিক্স যারা আমদানি করেছে, ভিডিওর মধ্যে দিয়ে উল্টো পাল্টা ছবি দেখানো আর মানুষকে মিথ্যে কথা বোঝানো আর মানুষকে বিপদে পড়ে আর গ্রামে গ্রামে গিয়ে মিথ্যে মিথ্যে উৎসব প্রচার করছে। গ্রামের লোকেরা সাবধান হন, শহরবাসীরা দেখবেন 10 জনের মধ্যে 2 জনকে ঢুকিয়ে দিয়েছে। তারা এখানকার লোক নয়, তারা বহিরাগত, তারা এসে আপনাদের রোজ বিজেপির নামে বোঝাবে আর বাংলার মেরুদণ্ডটাকে ভেঙে দিয়ে নির্বাচনের পর পালিয়ে যাবে। আগে তো বলুন তুই 30টা সিট পা, তারপরে তুই 294 কথা বলবি। আজকে কিষাণদের একটা আন্দোলন, কৃষকরা বসে আছে 1 মাস ধরে, কৃষকদের আন্দোলন চলছে হরিয়ানা পাঞ্জাবকে জুড়ে। কেন কালো বিল এনেছো? কৃষকদের মাল কৃষকরা বিক্রি করতে পারবে না, কৃষকদের জিনিস আপনারা কিনতে পারবেন না। একদিকে সংস্কৃতির হত্যা, অন্যদিকে মুখ থেকে খাদ্য কেড়ে নেওয়া।
Well, in the last several weeks, there have been a series of flashpoints between the TMC and the BJP. For example, it's Mamata Banerjee's very vitriolic attack on BJP President JP Nadda after he visited West Bengal. Then, of course, the charge versus counter-charge on the political killings that are taking place in West Bengal. Both sides claim they have been a victim of it. And one thing cannot be denied. This kind of violence will only escalate from here on, unfortunately. The big other flashpoint was the transfer of the IPS officers, where the West Bengal government refuses to accept this decision of the centre and send these officers back to the central post. Of course, a series of exits from the TMC, Netas joining BJP has been a big flashpoint as well, including one very close aide of Mamata Banerjee, the leader from Nandigram itself, Suvendu Adhikari. Just a few of these face-off points, stand-off points that we've seen in the last few weeks. But Mamata Banerjee's entire focus has been on building this narrative about outsider versus local, and how these people from the outside are coming and destroying the environment, the sentiment, the unity of people of West Bengal. How these coming from outside don't know anything about Rabindranath Tagore's legacy and are trying to appropriate it as if they know everything. How these from the outside, these people, as she refers to the BJP top leadership, are coming here and pretending as if they understand the Bengal culture, whereas the only thing they understand is divisive politics. That's what she's been saying. Is there merit to this? Will it work for her? That's essentially the question. Can this debate, outsider versus insider, really help Mamata Banerjee protect her turf this time? Let's say good evening to Chandra Bose, senior leader of the BJP, joining us this evening. Professor Saugata Roy, Member of Parliament for Lok Sabha of the TMC, with us this evening. Shoab Daniyal, Senior Associate Editor of The Scroll, with us, joining us this evening. and Geeta Bhatt, academician, with us this evening as well. Mr. Bose, let me come to you first. So much of debate that's taking place about the icons of West Bengal and the outsiders attempting to appropriate their legacy. What's your response to that?
You see, stalwarts and national icons like Swami Vivekananda, Rabindranath Tagore, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, their personality so gigantic. Today, no political party has the charisma to, appropriate the legacy of such giants. Of course, we can pay homage, we can show our respect to these makers of modern India, but I think it is overreaction on the part of the Trinamool Congress and its leader, Mamata Banerjee, that political parties are trying to appropriate their legacy. It is not possible. People are not, fools. They know where we stand. And Bhartiya Janata Party consists of only Bharatiyas. Where is the question of outsiders? All Bharatiyas can live in any state, any part of the country. We can also do politics at any part of the country. There's no question of being an outsider. We don't believe in this regionalism. You see, first we are Bharatiyas, then we are Bengalis, Oriya, or Gujaratis or Maharashtrians. I think Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose displayed this in his Azad Hind Fauj. He united all communities as Bharatiyas. And that is exactly what the Bharatiya Janata Party under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji is trying to do. Modi ji's message to the nation, Sabke Saath Sabke Vikas and Sabke Saath Sabke Viswas, is based on the ideology of Subhash Chandra Bose, who could unite all religions, all communities as one. So there is no question of being divisive.
Okay.
Today, divisive politics is being played by the Trinamool Congress in Bengal.
Okay, let me bring in Professor Saugata Roy. Professor Roy, how do we really, justify this outsider charge? At the end of it, representing the BJP in the state will still be leaders like Mr. Bose sitting here with us right now, or Dilip Ghosh. They're all people from West Bengal.
I'm happy to know that you have included Mr. Bose in the pantheon of leaders of BJP. Recently, he was left out of the executive committee of the state BJP and removed from his post of vice president of the state BJP. I'd be happy if he is accommodated in the BJP to begin with. Secondly, Mr. Bose should know, being from the Bose family, that the BJP's predecessors were the Hindutva Walas, starting with Bhartiya Jansangh, and before that RSS and Hindu Mahasabha. RSS did not participate in the freedom struggle. In fact, when Gandhiji was in jail for Quit India movement, and when Netaji was leading the Azad Hind Fauj, this RSS Hindutva Walas, to whom Modi also swears allegiance, they stayed aloof from the national struggle. They did not accept the icons. So if Mr. Bose equates this Narendra Modi with the national icons, it would be a mistake, because Narendra Modi does not believe in these national icons, being an original RSS man. In Bengal, we have raised the issue because there are no BJP icons that they can parade. Tagore was strongly against this nationalism of the BJP variety. So was Vivekananda and Netaji Subhash Bose. We do not, Bengal is part of India, but it has a specific distinct culture which keeps it apart from the other states of the country. We do not like leaders from other parts of country and occupying the political space in Bengal, as it is happening in the case of Bhartiya Janata Party. Mr. Chandra Bose is left out of the executive committee. Mr. Dilip Ghosh is being sidelined and replaced by Kailash Vijayvargias and their lot. This is why we have raised the issue of Bengalis versus Baharis, because BJP is led by Baharis, outsiders in
Okay.
West Bengal, which people of Bengal do not like.
Okay, I will. Before I go to our other panelists, I will ask Mr. Bose to respond to that. Mr. Bose, do respond to what Professor Roy has raised.
Yeah, Professor Roy is a very learned person. He has quoted history correctly about the Hindu Mahasabha and the RSS. But you see, the Bhartiya Janata Party under Narendra Modi's leadership has evolved into an inclusive party. It has evolved into a party which works for all communities, all sects of society, all stratas of the society. That is why I joined the Bharatiya Janata Party. And as Professor Roy has stated that I have been left out of the executive committee. I was vice president for about 4.5 years. I don't believe that you need to have a position or a post to work for the people. I thought I have got more flexibility now to work for the people of our country and the people of Bengal. Thereby I opted out from this post, because let's give others a chance also to, posts are limited, others should also get a chance. Now, coming back to the question of outsiders, you see, on what basis Professor Roy and the Trinamool Congress categorizing people as outsiders? If you are from North India or from South India, aren't you a Bharatiya? Aren't you an Indian? Don't you have equal rights to work for the people of Bengal? And how can you say that there are no Bengalis in the Bharatiya Janata Party in Bengal? There are quite a few. I think, let us not,
many of them who were recently with the TMC.
Let's kind of face it. Let us have a proper debate. It is not true. It is untruth that there are no Bengalis in our party. If you see the mandal level, the mandal and the booth level, people are all Bengalis. There are, as we are not regional, we accommodate non-Bengalis also. That does not make us outsiders. This point needs to be clarified. And I think people of Bengal would appreciate that we unite all communities and we don't divide the nation.
Okay, let me bring in our two other panelists as well and get their opening remarks. Shoaib, I'm going to start with you. Is this a narrative that can work in West Bengal? Mamata Banerjee needs to do what she can to protect her turf. The outsider-insider narrative has been tried in several other states earlier as well.
Yeah, so what we're seeing is very interesting, where the BJP is actually at the receiving end of an ideological attack here. Usually it's the BJP that's on the front foot and playing a Hindu nationalist game. But in this case, it's the Trinamool that has really amped up a sort of Bengali nationalist, a Bengali identitarian card. And very interestingly is the BJP that's reacting. And the other thing that we see here is that the BJP has actually played it till now. Of course, there are still 3 more months to go till the voting happens, so anything can happen. But till now, the BJP has played it softly with respect to Hindu nationalism. So, for example, the CAA is something that has not been activated till now by the BJP. The NRC is not even being mentioned during campaigning. So, the two big hits, the two big hitters that got the 2019 win for the BJP are not being taken out of the closet. The BJP has till now either concentrated on development and the alleged corruption of the Trinamool administration, or reacted to the Trinamool's attacks with respect to the BJP being an outsider party. And remember, the Trinamool has really ratcheted up the heat. The Trinamool uses the word Bohiragato for the BJP, which literally means outsider, but it has a charge to it. Today, Mamata compared the BJP to Borghese, who were 18th century Maratha invaders who led a very destructive invasion of Bengal. Now, whether this will work, to your question, this has actually never been tried before in West Bengal. Bengal has had a strong sense of cultural identity, of course, but it really has not seen, the sort of politics, for example, that we saw with the Shiv Sena, or the sort of politics that we saw with the DMK in the 50s and the 60s. So it's never really seen identitarian Bengali identity politics. It's getting the headlines for Mamata Banerjee till now, but of course we'll have to wait till the elections are over to see whether it really works.
Well, what makes it easier for her to put it all together and, you know, target the BJP, GEETA Bhatt, also is the fact that she knows that BJP right now doesn't have a very strong state face. Yes, they have a few state leaders. Yes, they've managed to rope in a few others from the TMC, but nobody really like a towering personality as Mamata Banerjee is. And so it's easy to deflect and say, oh, Kailash Vijayvargiya, JP Nadda, Amit Shah, they're all outsiders.
Well, Tanvi, had that been the case, then the 2019 Lok Sabha election results, we saw the kind of emergence of BJP, and they got 19 seats at that time, which I think Mamata Banerjee was not expecting that BJP will be able to make such kind of inroads. Also, you see, when Mamata Banerjee came in 2011, at that time everybody thought that, you know, she'll be kind of a breath of fresh air in the Bengali politics, which had been ridden by political violence. But unfortunately, she also co-opted with that inheritance which the left had left when she took over. And we have seen the kind of political violence that has been taking place, and the law and order in shambles. And also, before that, I come to that, I would also like to bring forth that what was being said earlier, that RSS is being again and again, you know, it is targeted by TMC. And again and again, this question is brought that they did not participate in the freedom movement and so on and so forth, which is very untrue, because Dr. Hegdewar himself was jailed for 9 months in 1921 while protesting, the British administration. So there can be empty number of such incidences which can be put forth. However, here I would like to also put forth that the kind of allegations which the Chief Minister of West Bengal has been putting up in terms of that outsiders are being brought in. The MPs who have been elected from West Bengal, who are they? They are all the sons and daughters of the Bengali soil. And also, while she is trying to in a way appropriate Rabindranath Tagore, let us remember that he is the Gurudev for all Indians. You know, he is the one who gave the national anthem to this country. And also, who is the one who formed Shanti Niketan, and the thought process of Gurudev was such that he selected the kind of motto that he selected for his university was Yatra Vishwam Bhavateya Kanidam. That means that let this place be like a nest for the whole world. He welcomed that, let the students from all across the country, from all across the globe come and stay in the university and learn. And what Mamata Banerjee is projecting is just totally opposite to what was the thought process of Gurudev. So whether it is Mamata Banerjee who is moving away from what Swami Vivekananda, when he went to the Parliament of World Religion to America, the way he projected Hindu religion, the way he talked about it, he said when all the other religious leaders were saying that, when talking about the superiority of their religion and saying that we will anyway tolerate others, it was Swami Vivekananda who talked about being a Hindu and talked about that that it says.
But Dr. GEETA Bhatt, who is going to believe that you and the BJP, which is being portrayed as the outsider right now, knows and values the culture as much as anybody else from West Bengal. When senior leaders come to speak about Tagore's legacy, go to the university for a very, very big celebration and get his birthplace wrong. If we get the legacy and the facts about Rabindranath Tagore wrong, Mr. Chandra Bose, then that's going to be a problem. If you're going to have other leaders from within your party, within the BJP, say, oh, let's change this national anthem and bring in words from another person, a person's version, then won't that become a little problematic when you try to appropriate legacy of an icon?
You see, the question that is, being raised every time, no person today in 21st century India, no one can really appropriate the legacy of these national icons. Tagore was a world icon. So, I think it is laughable if any political party, including mine, tries to appropriate Tagore's legacy. We would, that is not acceptable at all. Now, as far as making mistakes, there could be historical errors committed by political leaders. They must apologize for that. But then the thing is, everybody is not a student of history. Everybody doesn't know the history. But coming to Bharatiya Janata Party's contribution in Bengal, we want to offer a government that works, good governance. That is what the people of Bengal, they really want. You see, you can have national icons. You might, follow their ideology and principles. But today, if you see, as far as the functioning of the government is concerned, the Trinamool Congress has failed on all counts. If you see the education sector, health, industry, nothing has happened. The commitments made way back in 2011, when Mamata Banerjee could defeat the 34-year left front regime, she made a lot of commitments. But today, if you see in the health sector, we have completely failed. We could not really counter this pandemic. If you see the health centers that have been set up, so-called specialty health clinics, there are no doctors available to treat the patients. The education sector, vice chancellors are being beaten up at the university. What kind of administration is there? Then as far as investments are concerned, the core sector industry, she had promised steel, cement and automobile industry she would bring in West Bengal. But she actually drove out one of the core sector industries, Tata Motors, from Singur. And after that, no industrialists have ever looked the Bengal way. So come on, you have failed on all counts. So you really don't have anything to stand for. I think the people of Bengal now, they want good governance, they want investments, they want creation of jobs. You cannot create jobs unless you have core sector industries set up in Bengal and ancillaries with it. So I think BJP, what Modi ji had ushered in 2014, a government, he came on a development plank. And that is what the people of Bengal want. We want to unite everybody. We want to work for people of Bengal. We want to bring industry and investment and create jobs for the people of Bengal so that they don't have to go outside.
Who's going to do that? Who's going to be the chief minister if BJP wins? Who's going to do all these promises that your central leadership is making?
See, BJP is a national party. BJP, we are a national party. Our leader is Narendra Modi ji. At the right time, the chief minister face would emerge. You don't have to rush into that, which is, I believe in collective responsibility. We are all collectively responsible to usher in an era of development in West Bengal. Chief minister would come. Chief minister would be decided and elected by the MLAs who are elected in the assembly elections. So that is not the point.
Okay.
But yes, definitely.
Okay, all right. So let me bring in Professor Roy as well. Professor Roy, so the charge is this. Essentially, your party has to resort to identity politics and the outsider versus insider debate because you don't have much to show when it comes to development. You don't have much to show when it comes to jobs creation in the 2 terms the TMC has been there.
No. Firstly, as far as icons are concerned, I'm happy that Mr. BOSE has acknowledged that their national president did not know the birthplace of Tagore. Secondly, with this sort of insults being heaped on Nobel laureate and Bengali icon Amartya Sen, BJP cannot hope to get the Bengali intellectual support. Mr. BOSE does not travel so much. If there is any field in which the state government has been a success, it has been the health sector. The budget for health has increased 5-fold in the state. The number of beds per person is the highest in the country. And as far as countering the pandemic is concerned, West Bengal has done much better than UP, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, etc., etc. The number of medical colleges have multiplied. As far as education is concerned, West Bengal has set up 30 new universities in the 10 years of Trinamool Congress rule. Yes, there is need for investment. There is a need for jobs. We've been trying. The Jindal set up a cement plant, or Matrix set up a fertilizer plant. We need more big ticket investments. But you know, we Bengalis do not have entrepreneurship. We have to depend on outsiders for investing in Bengal. Now public sector is not investing, not coming in. Modi is determined to wind up the public sector. So we have a problem there. In the next term, we shall concentrate on getting investment and the jobs. As far as Tata's motor factory is concerned, I think we did the right thing. If the Tatas had chosen any other land where so much fertile land would not be required, then Tata could have gone through. But it's due to the obduracy of the Tatas and the former Chief Minister Buddhadev that the project fell through. I'll say that as far as Human Development Index is concerned, West Bengal has done better than most states in the country. In fact, the India Today survey done some time ago counted West Bengal as the most improved as far as health and education is concerned. You may please look into that. It was published in the India Today.
All right.
So West Bengal has done well as far as governance is concerned. Somebody mentioned about law and order. Isn't our law and order much better than Uttar Pradesh? We have no hatrashes here. No Dalit girls are raped here. We have no shooting down a policeman by musclemen, Bahubalis, like it happened in the Vikas Dubey case. So West Bengal is much ahead in most states. BJP is trying to build a false narrative in their effort to capture Bengal. But Modi, who's known for his authoritarian decisions like demonetization, GST, will never get mileage in Bengal.
Okay, let me pick up on a couple of these points that you raised
in West Bengal,
Professor Roy. And before I go across to Mr. Bose for a response, I want to bring in Shoaib as well. Shoaib, you know, in your view, how big are these issues, the issues that people should talk about, whether it's employment, setting up of newer plants and factories and job creation? I mean, just like the Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, migrants from West Bengal are also coming out in huge numbers, and they've reached all the way down south to Tamil Nadu and Kerala in search of jobs because we are unable to provide them anything in West Bengal.
Yes, Tanvi, I think this is something that the Trinamool has to grapple with, because while the Trinamool did provide extensive rural development during its first term, this has slowed down. It's also led to diminishing returns in its second term. So this is one of the reasons why there was this sort of, a couple of years back there was a panchayat election which was seen to be quite legitimately, in my opinion, massively rigged by the Trinamool. So the fact that the Trinamool felt the need to do that in spite of being in power is a sign that there hasn't been any large-scale industrialization of West Bengal. And while West Bengal has done well on things like MSME and SME, and it has done well on agriculture, but at the end of the day, for such a large population, you have a population which is something like 8 to 9 crores, one of the most densely populated places on the planet. You need industrialization, and this is something that not only West Bengal, all of East India hasn't been able to do, but West Bengal certainly has not been able to do. And you're seeing Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee trying to counter that. She said, she tried to set up. She's announced a Singur industrial park a week back. So this is an issue that is not being reflected as it should be in our political discourse. The Trinamool isn't raising it. The BJP also, to some extent, is not raising it, and this is a bit of a tragic occurrence actually for West Bengal.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think, and which is also, very interesting, because the BJP would like to talk more about development and job creation. Both Mr. Bose and then Geeta Bhatt wanted to respond. Mr. Bose, to you first, and then Geeta Bhatt.
You see, Professor Roy has mentioned that there were so many beds provided. I think he is correct as far as creation of beds and number of beds are concerned. But as I have already stated, there were no doctors. There are no doctors to treat the patient. You have not completed the cycle that in a hospital, you definitely need beds. You have the facilities, you have got machinery, but there are no doctors. That is the issue. Now, as far as Singur is concerned, you see, about 80% of the farmers had willingly given their land. It was just a question of negotiating with the Tatas, and about 20% of the farmers who were not willing, the matter could have been settled. You need not have created a movement and evict Tatas from West Bengal. See, Singur would have been converted to like Jamshedpur. If you have been to Jamshedpur, I had the privilege to work for the Tatas in Jamshedpur. It's such a lovely city. And Singur would have become like Jamshedpur, but we lost this opportunity. As far as investments are concerned, you're talking about Salboni. Yes, the Jindals wanted to set up a steel plant in Salboni, but they had issues there. There were political problems with the Trinamool Congress. As far as the land, what is your land policy? I think, I interact with many industrialists in India and abroad. No one is aware. They ask me that what is your land policy in West Bengal? It is not very clear. How would an industrialist procure land to set up industry in Bengal? I would like Professor Roy to explain to us what is the policy today as on date. You have to facilitate. You see, when Tatas went away from Bengal, Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. This is what I've heard from Mr. Ratan Tata, that within a week, he was provided land where he set up his nano factory.
Yeah.
So you need to facilitate the industrialists, the business houses to invest in Bengal.
So it may or may not have become
lacking.
It may or may not have become like Jamshedpur, Mr. Bose, because in Gujarat, where Tatas ended up setting up that facility, it's simply a facility maybe because of what they were manufacturing there didn't really work too much for the company.
That is a separate matter.
That being aside, I think we need to also move beyond what pushed and projected Mamata Banerjee to finally come to power, which is on basis of this entire movement that she initiated. But what has since then she done is the point that people will judge her on in the last 10 years. Because you asked a specific question on the land policy, Professor Roy, do you want to respond to that? And then I will go to Geeta Bhatt for the last word.
No, first is you must be knowing that the nano project has failed. Nano cars
that is technical reasons. That is a technical
reason. The land
reason.
policy of West Bengal, no, but it has failed totally. So even if it came to Bengal, it wouldn't lead to industrialization. Number two is, as far as land policy is concerned, the policy of the government is totally clear. That the government will not acquire any land for industry. The industrialists are free to buy land from the market. There will be no coercion on the part of the government. You have to realize the difference between Gujarat and Bengal. In Bengal, arable land is limited, population is very high. Gujarat has a much lower population and it has a lot of unfarmed land. So it's easier to find land over there. But we have a perfect land policy. We have given concessions in our land reform laws. Let industrialists come and buy at the market rate. There is no problem in acquiring land in Bengal. We have also set up many industrial parks in the state where units can be set up. Some units are being set up in the industrial parks. Industry can develop, but there is a negative attitude in the minds of the industry who are mainly from Gujarat and Rajasthan as far as investing in Bengal. is concerned, we have to overcome that.
Yes, yes, and I'm glad
It's
you
a
are at least
challenge.
acknowledging it,
It's
that
not
it is
a
a big
problem.
challenge, Professor Roy, that you need to overcome, because just setting up the economic parks is not going to help if nobody comes and sets up
Yes,
business
yes.
there. It is a reality that not just from urban but rural areas
True,
as well,
true,
people
true.
are going out of the state for jobs. Yet, Geeta Bhatt, shouldn't this be the big conversation point? Why is it that we are seeing both sides of the of the camps resorting to more of identity politics? We're fighting about Rabindranath, we're invoking Vivekanand, we want to talk about Amartya Sen and who backs whom, we want to talk about Mamata versus whom, Bhumiputra ko leke aayenge. All of these are gaining precedence versus the other issues.
Tanvi, definitely it is very, very important, and as Professor Roy was talking about, law and order, and also the industries, because the industries also look forward to the safety of their employees and of their assets if they come to a state and put up a plant. For example, very recently, IFB Agro Industries have written to the National Stock Exchange Secretary, and there they have mentioned that their factory in West Bengal was attacked by more than 150 goons, because of which they had to stop production over there. Not only that, even their alcohol unit, they had to stop the production over there because the excise officials have been making very illegal demands, and they refuse to come to it, and they already have brought into the notice of the chief minister and as well as the finance minister of the state. And this is an incident which happened in the month of June, and yet nothing has happened till yet. I mean, this just puts up, this is something which is, which the TMC and Mamata Banerjee, chief minister, they should have immediately taken cognizance if they are so keen that industries should come and they would be interested in generation of employment for Bengalis within the state. Also, another point is that, very recently there was this cyclone Amphan had hit Bengal very badly, and there was a lot of aid which was provided by the central government. But there has been a very big scam over there also. This just shows that, how corruption has seeded into the administration under Mamata Banerjee's regime over there. That these aids which were provided has not been able to reach those who were badly affected by the cyclone. That itself has become a controversy over there.
Well, everything is a controversy,
the
especially when the state and the center have to come together to help the people, whether it's a central government scheme or the aid or what state wants to do but gets blocked by the center. Unfortunately, in this fight that's gone on for too long between the BJP and the TMC, the center and the state, it's the people who've ended up losing a lot. And my fear is that's what they're going to see as we run into this election season. I'm completely out of time. Thank you so much to all of the panelists who joined us. Viewers, this is still the warm-up session. This is still all parties really still getting up, drawing up their strategies. And from here on, things are going to heat up. One can only hope that things don't get ugly and violent. But if you know how West Bengal politics and elections really work, then you won't be surprised when that begins to happen. One can only hope that the political parties talk more about job creation, talk more about law and order, talk more about healthcare infrastructure than they do about identity politics. Sure, you can learn from all these great stalwarts and the icons and the legacy they've left behind. But what are you going to do for the people now and for their welfare in the future? Should ideally be the talking point. Thank you so much for joining us in this conversation.